It is Thursday, February 19th, 2026 at 6 p.m., and I would like to call this meeting to order. Can I get a roll call?
Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I need a motion to approve the agenda. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need an approval of the minutes of the regular board meeting that was held on January 15th.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will.
Yes.
Mrs. Powers.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut.
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I'd like to hand the meeting over to Josh Kaufman.
Well, thank you. I'd like to invite our featured artist from Boyd E. Smith to come on up, as well as Mrs. Cooper, Mrs. Espy's here. We've got some really, really exceptional artists we're going to recognize tonight. All of their artwork's hanging here behind us. Some really cool stuff, guys. Some really, really interesting, different, unique, and creative things that you all have created. So we're really excited to recognize you tonight. We are going to go oldest to youngest tonight. We're going to start with Hunter, who did the pastel Northern Lights here over my shoulder. Great, great job. And then I have Avery, who did the woven paper mosaics here. Congratulations. Well done. I have Gray here, who I'm taking a little bit of Gray's, I've gone a little bit out of order. Taking a little bit of Gray's drawing here home with me tonight. I've got Ella, who has the mixed media eagle, which is beautiful. Congratulations. To draw your attention up here, we have Elizabeth Ranley has the 3D sculpture here on the front table. Congratulations. There you go. Still Noza has the woven pieces right here. Still Noza. Good job. I have Max, who has the marker illustration down here. Great job. And our youngest eagle tonight is Valentina, who did the beautiful sketch drawings on the end. Great. And all the students are taking home their custom featured artist pin that was created last year by one of our high school students that all of our featured artists get. Would love to thank Mrs. Cooper, Mrs. Espy for all of the things that they're doing to create beautiful. If you walk into, yeah. If you walk the hallways of Boyd E. Smith, you know that it's a building that loves art. There's beautiful art everywhere. So just a few fine arts updates to share with you this month. Tickets are live. I mentioned it last month, and they are selling fast. We're over 50% sold for Water for Elephants. So it is the most, I feel like I say this on broken record, it's the most ambitious show we've ever done. We have trapeze artists. We have a giant elephant. We have we're bringing the circus to town in the Zamudio Theater. So please join us for Water for Elephants in a couple weeks. Tickets are going fast, and it will sell out. And then on March 8th, we are capping off our 100 years of celebrating the history of Milford Band. The program turned 100 years old. And on March 8th at Cincinnati Music Hall, our students are going to have an incredible opportunity to perform on a world-class stage thanks to the Milford Schools Foundation, Milford Band Boosters. We are in the process of distributing tickets to our band students and their families. If we have extra tickets, we're going to open those up to the community. It'll be first come, first serve, but we just don't know how many and when that'll be. But we'd love to have some community members down there if we have some tickets. So thank you so much for all you're doing to support the arts. Milford is really a destination district. It feels like over the last couple months I've touched different programs in our fine arts department, performing arts department, where I've run into students that have said, we moved into this district because of the arts. And that's really an exceptional thing. So thank you for all of your support.
Good evening, President Mason and members of the board. Thank you so much for inviting us here tonight. My name is Nick Suma, and we are proud students from Boyd E. Smith Elementary School.
My name is Mabel Ham.
My name is Amelia Neese.
My name is Annie Brockman.
My name is Mac Burry.
My name is Camden Martin.
My name is Ella Carrier.
My name is Finn Huggins.
My name is June Ranley.
My name's Gray Downey.
My name is Charlie Nath.
My name is Jackson Ice.
This year, our school theme is camping, and we are being our best at Camp ES. In our Eagle Leadership League, we learn how to spread our wings and soar high as leaders. This Eagle Leadership League is for students in grades 3 through 5 who want to step up, help others, and make our school the best camp it can be. Just like at a real campsite, everyone has an important job. We are excited to share how we are helping our school community grow stronger together.
In the Eagle Leadership League, we have learned that leadership is not just about being in charge. It is about setting up your tent the right way even when no one is watching. Last year, we only had Eagle experts. This year, we have expanded to become the Eagle Leadership League. That includes Eagle experts, Flight Force, and Soar Squad. To us, leadership means being respectful, responsible, and ready to solve problems. It means using kind words, making safe choices, and helping others when they need it. We practice these leadership skills everywhere in our classrooms, in the hallways, and at recess, and even outside of school. We try to soar like eagles by making good choices every single day.
At Boyd E. Smith, we like serving our school with our leadership league. One of our leadership groups is called the Soar Squad. SOAR Squad members support students with special needs by reading with them, practicing math facts, and participating together in activities like art, gym, and music. It is kind of like being a camping buddy. You stay together, encourage each other, and make sure no one feels left out. We learned that leadership also means walking beside someone and helping them feel confident.
Being part of the SOAR Squad teaches us compassion, patience, and kindness. Sometimes learning takes extra time, and that is okay. We learn to slow down, listen carefully, and celebrate small victories. When everyone feels included and valued, our whole school becomes stronger. It is like building a sturdy campsite. Every piece matters. As Eagles, we want everyone to feel like they belong in our nest.
The second group in our Eagle Leadership League is called the Fight Force. Fight Force members serve as leaders during dismissal. We help younger students pack up their things, line up quietly, and get safely to their buses or cars. Dismissal can feel busy, like packing up a campsite before a storm, but we stay calm, focused, and ready to help. As members of Flight Force, we learn to be responsible problem solvers. Sometimes a student forgets where to go, drops their backpack, or feels worried about getting on the bus. We help answer questions and solve small problems so everything runs smoothly. Younger students look up to us like we are big eagles guiding them. We take that job seriously because we know they are watching and learning from us.
Our third leadership group at Boydie Smith is called the Eagle Experts. As Eagle Experts, we help plan and organize activities that bring our whole school camp together. We help with school assemblies, lead our weekly video announcements, and share important information with everyone. We also try to model what it looks like to soar by being safe, organized, accountable, and respectful. When other students see us, we want them to see Eagles who are confident, kind, and ready to learn.
Eagle Experts also lead service projects that help people in our community and even beyond our school. We organize donation drives for organizations like Fuel for Flight. These projects teach us responsibility. They remind us that even small acts like bringing a donation or helping organize supplies can make a big difference. Just like a campfire starts with one small spark, kindness can grow into something powerful.
We also learned that being leaders means caring about the people around our school. During arrival and dismissal, there is a lot of traffic near our building. We want our neighbors to know we appreciate their patience, so we made thank you cards to show our gratitude. This helps us understand that our school is part of a bigger community. Just like campers respect nature and their campsite, we want to respect the neighborhood around Boydie Smith.
One of our most meaningful experiences was volunteering at Impacting Tomorrow. When we were there, we helped families who were shopping for groceries at no cost. We bagged food carefully and carried groceries to their cars. It made us realize that leadership is not always about being seen. Sometimes it is about quietly helping behind the scenes. It felt good to know we were helping families in our community fill their tables, just like families gathering around a campfire.
Helping or impacting tomorrow made me feel proud and grateful. I felt proud because I knew I was doing something important, but I also felt thankful that I had the chance to help others. It showed me that being a leader means stepping up when help is needed. It means treating everyone with respect and understanding that everyone's journey is different. Just like eagles look out for their flock, we look out for our community.
Being part of the Eagle Leadership League has helped us grow in so many ways. We are learning that leadership is not about having a title, it is about having heart. It means helping others, showing respect, being brave enough to do the right thing, and always trying our best. At Boydie Smith, we are camping together on a journey of learning and leadership. We are lightening the way, lifting each other up, and soaring higher every day. Thank you for listening to us and for supporting student leadership at Boydie Smith. We are proud to be Eagles.
Weren't they amazing?
Wow.
I mean, so phenomenal. And as we were kind of going through, getting ready for the presentation, I said, do you want me to do an introduction? And Nick, our first speaker, was like, nope, I got it. I was like, okay, you go. That's all you. So thank you for listening to their presentation. They are really our leaders of the building, and we hope to continue to expand our Eagle experts and our Eagle Leadership League. We generated any questions?
I know Mr. Kaufman's lucky that he went before that group because they did such an impeccable job. So, no, I don't have any questions. I'm always just so blown away by these presentations from all of our schools, by our elementary schools in particular, and all the kids did a fantastic job. Congratulations to you guys. Thank you for being leaders in your school. I think it's incredibly important. I love all the things our elementary school are doing. Those cards with the neighbors is such a cool idea and very impressive. So, no questions. This is always my favorite part of the meeting.
We did get a call after delivering the cards from a neighbor who said, that means so much. I'm glad it all smoothed out at the beginning. It was a little rough, but, we all got it together. And kudos to all of our families, too, for really moving our process along.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love hearing about how your groups have also reached out to the community beyond the school. Like, I always feel like the schools are really at the heart of our community, and I think it's because of things like this. And I love hearing about that, and I especially love hearing about it from the students themselves.
And I especially love hearing about it from my granddaughter, one of the speakers.
All right. I saw your phone out.
I know.
I just want to say thank you to the students for sharing the information with us on what you do. I think it's great. Good job.
If you guys ever have any ideas for us, just send them our way.
Yes, let's do it.
All of our students would recognize moms and dads.
Thank you.
Oh, there goes everybody.
Okay, so we have an update on Impacting Tomorrow. Was that part of that, or is
No.
there another update?
They're not here? She said they wanted to say something. I thought maybe it was the guy in the room chat.
Oh,
I don't know.
yes, hi. Nice to see you. Thank you.
I guess ask just to make sure it's none of these.
Is there anyone here from Impacting Tomorrow?
Oh, the guy.
No,
in
but
the
I'm going to
blue
call
jacket.
Libby tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to make sure she knows what a great presentation they did.
Yeah, we did think Impacting Tomorrow was going to make a short presentation, but while everyone's leaving, if you haven't heard about it, it's Ken Tracy, my township trustee, and his wife have this amazing charity that serves 84 counties, and it's on Ward's Corner, and we're really lucky to be a part of it and have it right here.
We'll have to see if they can.
Are you? That's
Oh, hop up there.
Hidden behind all the kids.
I know. I was in the corner, sorry. I get the tough act to follow.
Yeah.
So my name is Beth Rogers, and I'm the Operations and Volunteer Manager at Impacting Tomorrow. Ken is out of town today, so I get to be in his place. Not quite as tall, not quite as bald, but here nonetheless. So we are located over off of Ward's Corner Road. We've been in our current building, which was formerly the old Cold Jet building, since August of last year. But we have three major services under the Impacting Tomorrow umbrella. One is our food market, one is our clothing boutique, and then also our Carry Her program, which we launched when we moved into our new building. So the food market, our guests are able to come in and shop once a week. All items are provided free of charge. We have a wide variety of items from meat, milk and eggs, fresh produce, all the pantry staples, and some fun things along the way as well. All of those items, if our guests take advantage of all of the items we have to offer, they typically walk out with at least $200 worth of groceries every week, free of charge. We are also highly committed to consistency, so we make sure to have all of the consistent items so that our guests know what they can expect every time. Just like when I walk into Kroger or Aldi or Meijer to shop, I never wonder if there's going to be canned vegetables or maybe if I'm going to be able to find any produce or bread, those types of things. We want our guests to have the same experience. In our boutique, all of our clothing is donated by community members like yourself. We go through everything, make sure it's in excellent shape. Just because it's free does not mean it should be in any condition that it comes in. We want to make sure that our guests are proud of what they're getting from us. Guests are also able to shop in the boutique once a week, and they are able to get plenty of items for their family, as well as things like shoes, bags, accessories, things like that. Also out of our boutique, we run our Carry Her program. This is where we provide essential items for women and kids in our community. So this includes our Carry Her Baby program, where we provide a monthly pickup of 50 diapers and a package of wipes every month. For our Carry Her Woman, which provides a package of either tampons, pads, or a mixture of both every month for pickup, as well as our Carry Her Senior, which is for both men and women, and provides our senior care items so that they have what they need. By them signing up for the program, we are committed to making sure we have that product in stock for them to pick up once a month. And so it's a helpful, again, that consistency piece for all of our guests. Like I said, all of our product is available free of charge. Our goal is to make sure that the process feels normal, that we've removed any type of stigma. Dignity and respect are at the heart of everything we do. In our building, we also partner with 2 additional providers. One is Grow Together Therapy, which provides pediatric occupational therapy to children. They are a standalone practice that functions out of our building, but they do take all major medical insurances as well as provide scholarships for those who need them. The other partnership that we have is with Health Source of Ohio. We have both 5 medical patient rooms, 6 dental chairs that are available. Again, they take all major medical insurances, as well as Medicaid, Medicare, and they also do payment on a sliding scale based on income. The philosophy on our campus as a whole is that we want to make access to those resources as easy as possible, kind of a one-stop shop all under one roof. And again, we want to remove those kind of stigmas around care and make it feel like a normal experience. And so all of those services are provided in partnership to our guests across the board. We also heavily rely on volunteers. So the group that you just heard from, they really made some of our other volunteers step up to the plate with how excited they were to be there and how hard they worked. They all worked up a sweat while they were there helping out during our market. But we heavily depend on volunteers. We see a lot of Milford students, both from different student groups, a lot of our National Honor Society kids, and a lot of times we'll see kids that hit their total number of hours needed, and they'll say, can I keep coming because I really like this? And we're like, absolutely, please. So we see a lot of different groups from our churches, different companies and organizations as well. So yeah, anything I can answer for you?
Individuals can just sign up, right? I just got on and looked at it today. And
Yes.
you can just pick a slot to work at the grocery or the boutique.
Exactly. So we do offer volunteer opportunities 6 days a week. Some of those are when we are open to the public. So we are open Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. till noon, and then Wednesdays from 5 to 7 p.m. We also do a lot of group projects for behind the scenes to help us get ready as well. As far as our shoppers go, also, I forgot to mention, we do not have any zip code restrictions or income restrictions. Our only qualification is that people walk in the door. And so we see folks from quite a wide array of zip codes in areas of town, lots of different income levels, but what we have found across the board is for a lot of our guests, their expenses and their income just don't seem to meet sometimes, and sometimes it happens some weeks and not others, so they don't necessarily need to see us every week. So yeah.
Do you also accept donations like for your boutique and also for food?
So we do. When you pull onto our campus, when you head straight ahead, you will see a donation shed, just right down on your left. And there is where we have all of our donations dropped off. We do accept clothing for men, women, and kids. All the shoes, accessories, those types of things. We do accept food donations as well. And then also we'll get calls from folks a lot that say, hey, my baby just outgrew this size of diapers, of course, right after we opened it and used a few. Is that something you can use? We absolutely can. Same thing with used adult products or new adult products. Perhaps a family member has passed away or there's a product that's no longer needed. We can take those as well. Yeah.
What are the things you're in need of the most? Like, is it volunteers, money, donations? I mean, obviously all of the above, but is there certain things that you guys are more in need of than others?
Absolutely. The items for our boutique are probably the ones that we depend on our community for the most, because those are all provided through donation and we aren't able to get a lot of those in bulk. So clothing is a big one, especially clothes for kids. We see a lot of kids through our doors, as well as men's clothes. Men tend to, not go through their clothing as often as women do, nor do they buy as much of it. And so there's a little less there that we get donated. So those are always two of our biggest clothing needs. But volunteers is always a big piece too. It takes about 40 to 50 volunteers to pull off an open market and boutique anytime that we're there. And so we want to make sure that we have lots of people coming in the door because we don't want to burn out any of our volunteers.
What's that process for volunteers? So sign up on your website, coming through the door, how does that work?
Yeah, so we do have all of our volunteer opportunities on our website. We use a platform called Civic Champs where the volunteers can sign up ahead of time and see what our available times are. And then we also do have some volunteers that just walk in and one of those available times to come and volunteer as well. So it's an easy sign-up process. There's also a sign-up available online for groups that want to come in where a group lead will sign up on behalf of their group and then we'll get everything settled when everyone comes in the door.
I would just recommend that any.
Facebook this week. Do you have an Amazon wish list?
We do. We do. So on our boutique page, there is an Amazon wish list. On there we have some of the items we use for our Carry Her program. Also some basic clothing items, socks and underwear we require to be new for obvious reasons. So those items are on there. Also things that we will use seasonally. So right now, today is not as quite as much of a need today specifically, but for like coats, hats, gloves, things like that we have seasonal needs.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'll just say it's really just phenomenal what you guys are doing. As when I tour, so one of the things that's good about you guys being there doing dental and healthcare work is so important because when I toured a lot of the inner city schools with the city of Cincinnati, a lot of the schools there have to have dental or medical there for the kids and the families and things like that. That's traditionally not generally a need for the more suburban districts like ours. But as we know that there's people who need help everywhere, the process for us to add something like that is difficult when it's something we've never done before. So the idea that you guys are there doing that and serving that part of the community is really important. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
And I was just going to say, if you have any interest at all, you should sign up for a tour there at most days or a lot of days of the week. And it's really amazing what you all are doing. I mean, I just had goosebumps. I went home, I cleaned out every closet, every drawer. I parted with that North Face coat I can't fit in anymore. And I was just like, I got to go get that stuff over there. It's really amazing program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any public commentary?
We do not.
Okay. Next, we have a public hearing for federal grants. It's my understanding that if anybody has any comments on those, they can comment on them.
Correct.
All right.
Please apply. I know your department does a really good job at taking advantage of everything and making sure that we spend within the bounds to make sure.
We have individuals sitting out in that audience right now that take a very keen look into these grants and make sure that we spend every dollar.
Yep. All right. Moving on to mission moments. Tonight we wanted to recognize our maintenance and custodial teams. Over the past month, our district experienced more snow than usual, and it came quickly and heavily. While many of us were watching the forecast from home, our maintenance and custodial teams were already in motion. They demonstrated our portrait of a staff member trait of flexibility, working extended hours, often in the very early mornings and late into the evenings, clearing parking lots, sidewalks, entrances, and making sure our buildings were safe and ready for our students and staff. Their work isn't always visible, but it is absolutely essential. Because of their dedication, when our doors opened, our schools were safe, accessible, and welcoming. On behalf of the board, we wanted to say thank you. Your hard work, flexibility, and commitment to student safety do not go unnoticed, and we are incredibly grateful.
On that, a good point to make is I had a community member come up to me around when it's snowing. I was outside shoveling the driveway, and we were talking about the school closures. You know how sometimes we close them down a little earlier and then the day before, right? And I had to explain to him, like, all the parking lots, all the sidewalks, all the schools have to be cleared by our staff, right? So if it's a lot of snow that's coming down and we know the campuses aren't going to be safe, then you know, that's generally why they get called early. So, you know, they are a critical part of getting the campuses open because there's nobody to clear that except for them, and it is a tremendous amount of work. So, yeah, thank you so much to them.
And I think calling them early is important for parents to arrange childcare and everything too.
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
think
Yeah.
it's a win-win.
We do
Yep.
have Ed here from our building maintenance team as well.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to get?
Thank you.
I feel like we need to point out.
Do you want to put them up there to say anything, Ed? Did you
gonna
prepare an
speak?
acceptance speech or anything? No? Did you prepare an acceptance speech? All right.
It takes a team from the custodians to the maintenance department all the way down to the guys in the bus drive. I mean, most people don't take into consideration when you're trying to move that kind of snow, the breakdowns and stuff. And, you know, it really does take a team to make it happen.
Yeah, we heard you guys, because of how tall the snow was this time, some of the equipment was breaking because it wasn't used to. Yeah.
Hydraulics freeze up.
Yeah.
Gotta get them in the shop, get them warmed up, get back at it.
Yeah. We're incredibly grateful for you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay, now moving on to treasurer's reports. Michael, do you have a little summary for us?
Yeah, so we mainly covered in committee this past week what Doug's going to be going over. So the 5-year forecast now is on a new schedule. The new schedule is August and February instead of November and May. That was under House Bill 96. So we're going to go through that with Doug. I'll point out some areas to highlight if Doug doesn't already touch on them. We did talk, do you have the slide in there, Doug, around the cost of $85 a day?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so we'll talk about that. We did discuss enrollment a little bit, but I know that we're preparing more on enrollment for March, so we're closely monitoring, and Bobby's doing a fantastic job of digging in with our administrative staff around enrollment. You know, it's something for the important that I point out regularly is that, you know, public school districts traditionally haven't had to pay a lot of attention to enrollment. As, you know, families move into an area, it's naturally the place that the students are going to go. But now that there is more competition for those students, different ways that the money flows down from the state, it is an area that we have to pay attention to more. So you will surely hear more about that as we plan out this next year to ensure that we are advertising to the community all the great things that our school district offers that the kids in our community may not be able to get elsewhere. Let's see, so we go over that. And that's about it. So we'll go pass over to Doug to go through the forecast.
All right, can I get a motion for approval for the board reports?
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Ackerman?
Okay, we're going to start with our normal monthly board reports. So, here we go. So, Madam President, members of the board, thank you for allowing me to give you a snapshot of the district's finances through January of fiscal year 26. And as we scroll down, and can everyone see that, or do we need to blow it up a little bit?
Always good to make it a little bigger.
A little larger, yeah. So what's really important is that total balance. If you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see the red 00, which means we are balanced between our operating account and the state software. So that's important. And then, as we scroll down to the next slide, okay, I think we're up. Keep going. There we go. So this is our investments through the through January, and you can see this column right here. That's what we earned for the month, and then this is what we've earned year to date. So what's really important is that we have earned $138,000 right there for the month of January, and then year to date we're looking at almost $1.7 million. So even though interest rates are going down, we're still actually doing a very good job of earning some extra money for the taxpayers.
Is that earning in the 5-year forecast, Doug? Like how do
Most
we,
of it
okay,
is,
so we
yeah.
project it in that
Yeah.
way. Okay.
Yeah. Then as we scroll down, okay, now normally this is the exciting slide that I like to show everyone, but we have the 5-year forecast coming up, as Mr. Wilson stated. So what this is a snapshot of our 5-year forecast through January. So you'll actually see the forecast for fiscal year 26 right here, what we've earned and spent through here, and then how we stand year to date. And if you scroll down just a little bit, there's a couple lines that are really important. There we go, 6.010. You can see that we were projecting a deficit spending of 1.9 million. Through January, we're actually deficit spending of 2.4. Now, normally, I would probably have tremors right now, but we only get paid twice a year, so this is why you have to have cash. And by that, I mean we receive one tax settlement August, early September. The next one doesn't come until the end of April, early May. So that's why this line right here is so important, that you actually have money so you can carry yourself through the hard times. So I'm not shaking yet. And then as you slide down, we have some nice graphs. Okay, so.
But Doug, quickly though,
Yes,
it's
sir.
important to note that we're not exceeding our deficit spending where we project to be at by the end of the year though, right?
We're going to get to that.
Okay. I just don't want to.
No, we're going to get to that in the next presentation.
Okay.
Okay, so here's our revenue, and you can see between 24, 25, and 26, those are fiscal years, that the local revenue has gone up. State revenue has gone up from 24 to 25, and just about even between 25 and 26. And then all other revenue has gone up. And then the next slide. All right, now these are expenditures. And I don't get to say this too often, but salary and benefits from 24 to 25 have gone up. They normally go up every year. It's normal. But from 25 to 26, what we have done in the past year is already starting to take effect. We've actually got a reduction right there. And then purchase services, which is where we've been concentrating or focusing the most, has gone down between 24, 25, and 26. And then all other expenditures have gone down, but then back up in 26 for some various reasons. Not to blame facilities or technology because that's not fair, but since it's their day, we'll blame them. And then the next
But
slide.
it's important to note though on the salaries and benefits part and the purchase service part, because that's what we continue to talk about how these savings trail very far behind the cuts. So it's very important as a board that we're starting to see these go down a little bit, because we started to make these adjustments right after our levy failed. Even before we got the state performance audit, we started to look at both of those areas. So the idea that they're trending downwards, and obviously we'll continue to track those, and we'll talk more about in the 5-year forecast, and to continue to ask Doug to drill in to make sure that the savings that we are doing are the things that are being reflected in this, but very positive to see it starting to trend downwards.
It is. Mr. Wilson's correct. Everything lags behind. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is in this business. And then, again, we've not really made any reductions from the recommendations of the performance audit, so that is to come. So that's why things are positive right now. And then our last slide, now this is something that House Bill 96 is requiring, that we keep administrative expenditures below 15%, and you can see right now we're sitting at 14.3%. So that is good. Any questions on that part?
Please call the roll.
Yes, ma'am. Mrs. Will,
Yes.
Mrs. Powers,
Yes.
Mr. Wilson,
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut,
Yes.
Mrs. Mason.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the 5-year forecast.
So moved?
Second.
Okay. Guys, I'm excited. I'm excited because this is my Super Bowl. And
I like the slide layout.
when you talk about the 5-year forecast, I mean, I show you something every month, and I get excited about that. But now we bring it all together. And like Mr. Wilson said, just a little refresher, we used to do this in November and May, and now we are doing it in August and February. So, yes, we don't have as much data, which just means we'll kind of flip how we amend things, but that's okay. It still gives us direction. We need to know where we're going, and we need to know how we're doing it. And someone like myself, who looks at this forecast every day, you start to feel like things are starting to take effect. Like, I know I say it every month, we have to reduce expenditures, we have to watch everything we do, but I have to applaud everyone in this room, and I have to applaud everyone in this district because we're really, really believing in what we're trying to do, and I just want to say thank you for that. So, let's start with the first slide. Now, this first slide is actually a base slide, a comparison that we're going to use. Now, as you can see, this is from May of last fiscal year, so May of fiscal year 25. And where I want us to focus, and I know that's hard to see and I apologize, I want us to focus on fiscal year 29. Now remember, fiscal year 29 is only a few years away. But what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom. We can see we have a fund balance. So we were speculating we'd have a fund balance of around $12 million. Deficit spending around $12 million. Okay, that's not good. Expenditures, this is an important line right here. You can see that our expenditures last May, we were predicting around 95.7 or $96 million. Next slide, please. Here is our February fiscal year 26 forecast. Now, first thing I want to point out, these are zeros through here. That means there's no levy discussion. That's on the table for another day. But let's go to fiscal year 29. Let's look at our ending fund balance of 13.7. That's positive. Let's look at our deficit spending is down to 6 point, gotta make sure I look at this correctly, 6.8. And then right up here, you'll see our expenditures. They're down to $89-90 million. So we've been able to reduce $6 million worth of expenditures in a year in this forecast without even looking at the performance audit or the recommendations that have been put into place. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, our deficit spending too was cut in half,
Cut in half,
right? Yeah,
yes.
12.8
Yes.
previously and at 6.8 now, so another
Yes.
huge positive.
And then something you brought up earlier, now granted it's only right now, meaning it's early, 7 months into the fiscal year, is we've been able to reduce the deficit spending from 1.9 to 1.6, which is right there.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up earlier because of just the difference between your previous part which is today's information where
Yes,
we haven't
yes,
been paid
yes.
yet for the second
Yes.
time versus this
Correct.
that's showing you what that's projected to look like at
Correct.
the end of the year. So that's just important for people to understand.
and then our next slide. This is a nice, simple graph, nice bar graph. Shows fund balance at the beginning of the year, fund balance at the end of the year, and the reduction is because of the deficit spending of 1.6 million. And then the next slide, okay, so I have a couple donut graphs. I hope no one's hungry. So what you see here is revenues to the left, expenditures to the right. The blue shaded area, that's our local revenue. The orange, that's our state revenue. Over here with expenditures, the blue shaded area, that's our salaries. The orange shaded area, that's our benefits, and then that's our purchase services. And then the next slide, I kind of take the same information but put it into a pie chart in case I see this differently and probably it's more clear to me. But you can see right here, the red shaded area, that's our local revenue, state revenue, and all other revenue right there at 14%. And then our expenditures. And I think this kind of sums it all up. So you take salary and benefits and realize that, yes, we are in the people business. So 78% of our expenditures are salary and benefits. 14% right there are those administrative expenditures that we discussed earlier. So of that 78%, 14% of them are administrators. And
yeah,
then,
and that was a great recommendation out of our committee meeting from Mary Ann to show it in that way. And we show it that way because that is an area where that we sometimes get criticism is around our administrative cost, and that's why we continue to show that we're under the requested 15% at 14%, and that's a really good number to be at. So I like that you guys showed there on that slide. I think that's very important.
and this presentation will be on the on-board docs. And then, of course, this is purchase services right here, which is 17%. And then the next slide. Okay, so this is our cash on hand. Now, we have a 90-day cash reserve policy. So once we get below 90 days, which really isn't until fiscal year 20, or 30, excuse me. We're past 20. Do bells and whistles start going crazy? Now, everyone lives in the present. Unfortunately, in my job, I have to live in the future. So the bells and whistles are going crazy right now in my head. So that's why you work right now to make sure that the future is where you need it to be. So this is really an important slide from my perspective. And then the next slide. All right, now this is our enrollment. So as Mr. Wilson said, that Dr. Fiore and her team is working very hard to figure out why we've gone from 6,200 students down to 5,000 students right here in fiscal year 26. Now, a lot of this is not our fault. We cannot control this because of the Fair School Funding Plan, which is the state revenue. In fiscal year 22 or prior to fiscal year 22, any resident student, no matter where they went, we counted them. Now the money follows the student, we don't get to count them. So we lose these students. So there are other reasons, and we're working on that. And I'm sure Dr. Fiore is going to make it a high priority to figure out why and what we can do to get them back. But beyond that, you also have the voucher system, which is a big deal anymore throughout the whole state. So these are kids that go to non-pubs. And by non-pubs means they're not public schools. And money follows them now where it didn't in the past. So. And then the last slide. Now, here's what Mr. Wilson was stating earlier. So we're going to end on a high note. So you got a bar graph to the left, pie chart to the right. This $85, what that means, it only costs residents of this district $85 a day to educate a student. I think that is a great return on your investment. So, thank you. Any questions?
I don't have any. Fantastic. Thank you, Doug. You've done great work.
All right, please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the following vendors.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the following donations. So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve the resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Any
Just-
discussion?
Just so everyone knows, it does not mean we're running a levy. It means anything that we've passed in the past. So every year they do this. They need to know how much money we've collected and basically what your property values are worth, because remember, if we passed a levy at 10 mills and your property goes up, the millage goes down. So that's how rates are created. So every year they look at not only our fund balance, but they look at property valuations. And just so everyone knows, it's on 6-year terms. So every 3 years, something's either updated or actually gone through a full reappraisal. And we are due for a full reappraisal in Claremont County in 2026. So.
All right. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. I also wanted to mention, I know that we've been doing a presentation on the performance audit and taking it piece by piece every month. We are skipping this month. We need Mr. Johnson here to give us a presentation. We are going to look at transportation as well as facilities next month, and we will be doing both of those sections together in our update. All right, we are moving on to superintendent's business. We have a first reading of a policy. This is policy KMA, and that's relations with support organizations. And then I need a motion to approve the 2026-27 Ohio High School Athletic Association resolution to continue membership.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? This is just a membership that we renew every year so that we can be part of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. All right, please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Now moving on to human resources business. We will be doing this by consent agenda. So I need a motion to approve G1 through G4.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Myra, did you want to?
I did want to say we do have 2 retirees. Kim Farrell from Boyd, a longtime PE teacher, is retiring. My grandchildren have loved her for the last 7 years, and my 41-year-old son loved her at the junior high. She's a wonderful teacher. I think she's hearing that grandma siren, and that's why she's finally hanging up her gym shoes. And also Helen Thatch is retiring from the academy secretary, and Helen's worn a million hats in the district, and she's always done them graciously and efficiently and kindly, and it will be hard to replace Helen. So congrats to both of them.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Now we're moving on to curriculum and instruction business. I think Emily has an update for us from Great Oaks.
Oh, yes. So highlights from the Great Oaks meeting this month: high school applications closed in February. There are a total of 2,100 available spots across all 4 campuses. They had 2,973 applicants.
Wow.
So not all of those applicants, that's before they vetted them. Sometimes people apply and they aren't eligible yet, but it is a super popular program. For students who don't get their first choice, they are offered an open spot in another choice, or they can go to another campus if there's spots in that program. Specifically at Live Oaks, we had 590 applications.
For what?
Oh, it's 645.
Oh, for
the whole
all
campus for
combined.
that grade. Yep, 645.
How many do we get in from our district?
They haven't applied yet.
Okay. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, so they haven't accepted programs, so that's just Live Oaks. We can go through and count, but all the Milford students don't always go to Live Oaks. Like Milford
Oh, okay.
could
Based
also
on
go
where
to,
they want to
you know,
go.
they could go to another depending on the programs. So we do have that breakdown on something else.
Got it. I got it.
Lots of programs there. Let's see, and they'll do, if there are programs that have more than available spots, they'll do a lottery in March. And people will hear mid-March if they've been accepted into the lottery program. We also, Great Oaks is doing some construction. They always have some construction. Right now, they are working on, Diamond Oaks has an aviation building that will be opening in the fall. And then Scarlet Oaks has a phased plan, I think 3 or 4 phases of how they're going to be updating the campus up there. They do a lot of work to look at what programs are filled, what programs are in need, how do we need to retrofit, all of that. So they always have construction going on. And then for anybody who has interacted in the past 30-odd years, Mary Beth Smith is retiring. She has been the executive assistant to Harry Snyder for the past 12 or so years. She's been on campus, I think it was almost 30 she's been working there, so she's really a great resource. If you've ever interacted with Great Oaks, you've probably come across Mary Beth. But they have already found her replacement who has been working side by side for 2 months. So good shoes there, and they named the picnic shelter out there after her, and that was a surprise at the last meeting. They had a nice plaque for her dedication. So good things going on with Great Oaks.
Great.
Thank you.
We only have a couple things on curriculum business tonight, but just an update from our committee meetings. This is our social studies curriculum revision year, and that work has already been underway. As part of that, we're continuing to strengthen our financial literacy program, which is an important life skill for all of our students.
Yes.
For elementary, we focused on literacy, and we learned about how our kids continue to score higher in writing. This reflects the strong instructional practices happening in our classroom and the emphasis our teachers place on helping students think critically and communicate clearly. We also talked about the reading improvement plan that's being presented for board approval. This plan involves a literacy committee that actively reviews student data, sets goals, and monitors progress throughout the year. As part of this, we're continuing quarterly RTI, which is response to intervention meetings, to review student progress and make sure our supports are working. And we talked about how this isn't just a document, this is a living plan, like it's continually changing to guide our instruction and intervention at the elementary level in the best way possible. At the middle school and high school level, we focused on career readiness and talked about that a little bit. This continues to be an area of real momentum for us. We're part of the Greater Cincinnati Business Advisory Council, which allows us to continue to learn more about how to best prepare our students for their careers. At the middle school level, we're launching school links to begin career exploration a little bit earlier. And we're also open to looking at tools like U-Science as we think about how to give students meaningful exposure to different career pathways. Dr. Fiore has shared a strong vision around building career exploration out intentionally, grade by grade, so that students are exposed to all 16 career fields over time and without repetition. And that kind of long-range planning is important if we want this to feel cohesive rather than a fragmented plan. At the high school level, staff are being trained on how to use Linked Up Connect, and that's a platform that allows students to explore work-based learning opportunities, and it helps our teachers connect classroom content to real-world careers through guest speakers and partnerships. So they can request a local business leader to come in and have a speech or connect to the students, which is really valuable. We're also exploring grant opportunities to expand hands-on career experiences, including immersive technology like VR simulations. On the technology front, our 9-to-12 password reset is complete, and we're focusing on our 6-to-8 reset, which is scheduled for February. Our cybersecurity monitoring system has already intercepted thousands of phishing emails, which is a strong reminder of why we're prioritizing cybersecurity. We're also moving forward with towards eliminating bring your own device to create more consistency and better security across the district. And then finally, we have some DECA students who will be traveling to the state competition on the 24th and 25th next week. We're really proud of these students who earned this opportunity, and we wish them the best. So with that, we have curriculum and instruction business. I need motion to approve curriculum pay of $25 an hour, not to exceed 20 hours to support financial literacy curriculum work.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. And now I need a motion to approve that reading improvement plan.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Now moving on to business operations. I need a motion to approve the lighting controls replacement.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve a purchase of 2 Sierra 3500 HD chassis cab trucks for maintenance and food service.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions or discussion?
Nope.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes. Do we have any public participation?
We do not.
All right. So now we're moving into concluding items. Does anybody have anything they would like to discuss?
Dr. Thor, do you have anything you'd like to add? I feel like this is, you haven't had a lot to say tonight.
No. Not really. It's been a great first month. For official, Friday will be the end of my first month, and everyone's been so welcoming and kind. And I mean, I assumed everyone would be very nice, but I've been blown away with, I guess, the reception and how hard the staff works to meet student needs. So it's just been nice to be in the buildings, seeing what's happening, and starting to meet different community members and just get to know Milford on a different level. So it's been great.
Yeah, I've seen you out so many pictures out of so many events at the basketball game the other night.
Yeah.
That looked like a great time.
She's trying to catch up with me.
Yeah.
Not
It's
possible.
It's hard to believe that she's only been here for 3 weeks. I know that she's been to every single one of the buildings and met so many people one-on-one, and it's just been really great hearing all the feedback from everybody in the community.
And she spent an afternoon delivering fuel for flight food bags with me, so that was very nice.
Next up, carpool line. But I appreciate the format that you send to the weekly emails.
too.
The update to the board, do they go to the broader staff or just the board? But what I have seen is so many connection points. And there's, updates in there that brings awareness to things that I didn't know were happening, which I think is the perfect level. Like,
I do too.
I don't need a minute-by-minute rundown, but I love seeing who you're getting out to touch throughout. So, I appreciate that.
All right, well, with that, our next regular board meeting is going to be March 12th at 6 p.m. That's a week earlier than usual. And it will be right here at 1099 State Route 131. And if there's no other commentary, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Will?
Yes.
Mrs. Powers?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mrs. Chestnut?
Yes.
Mrs. Mason?
Yes.